early riser. Lee woke up before her alarm even had a chance to make a sound. It wasn't that she was usually an early riser. Far from it. It was just that today felt too big for sleeping. Her eyes opened wide, and for a moment, she just stared at the ceiling, letting the excitement fully land in her. Then she sat up slowly, looked at her suitcase standing neatly by the door, and whispered, "Adventure crew, it's happening." She reached for her camera straight away, as if it might disappear if she waited too long. Switching it on, she held it up and said in a loud whisper, "Good morning, adventure crew. Today we are going to Disneyland, and I can confirm I am 99% excited and 1% trying not to explode." She paused, thought about it, and then nodded firmly. Actually, 100% excited. No remaining percentages available. From the hallway, her mum called, "Lee, 5 minutes until we leave." That was it, the signal, the official start. Lee scrambled around the room, double-checking everything like she was preparing for a secret mission. Backpack, check. Snacks, check. Camera batteries, check. Lucky adventure badge pinned carefully to her hoodie, double check. She hugged her backpack for no logical reason other than it felt right, then practically bounced out of her room. The car ride felt like it had its own strange time rules. At first, it was just roads and houses slipping past the windows. Then, it became motorways stretching out like ribbons. Then, countryside rolling by slowly, like it was teasing her on purpose. Lee pressed her forehead to the glass. "We're almost there," she announced confidently, even though no one had said anything yet. Her dad glanced at her in the rearview mirror. "We've got a few hours yet." Lee didn't move. "Yes, but emotionally, we're almost there." To pass the time, she filmed tiny updates into her camera, narrated imaginary documentaries about clouds, and declared snacks as strategic fuel. At one point, she even started a countdown, but it went wrong because she kept restarting it every time she got more excited. Every so often, she would suddenly sit up straight and say, "I can feel the castle approaching," which made her brother laugh and her dad shake his head. Her brother eventually said, "You know, geography doesn't work like that." Lee replied immediately, completely serious, "It does when it's Disneyland." And somehow, nobody argued with that again. When they finally arrived, it didn't feel like just getting somewhere. It felt like crossing into a different world entirely. The entrance was bright and colorful in a way that didn't seem real. Flags moved gently, even though the air barely seemed to be blowing. Music floated everywhere at once, like the whole place was quietly humming a song just for itself. Lee stopped walking without realizing she had stopped. She just stood there, looking up. Her voice came out softer than usual. "Adventure crew, we made it." She lifted her camera slowly, panning across everything. The crowds, the decorations, the wide walkways leading deeper into the park. It all looked too perfect, like a painting someone had accidentally made real. Her mum smiled at her reaction. "It's nice, isn't it?" Lee nodded slowly. "It's suspiciously nice." Inside the park, everything felt like it had been designed to overwhelm in the best possible way. There was always something happening somewhere. Music changing around corners, laughter in the distance, characters waving to guests like they had been expecting them specifically. Lee clutched the map they were given at the entrance like it was a treasure document. It folded and unfolded in her hands as she studied it. "This is not a map," she whispered to her camera. "This is a quest invitation." Her brother rolled his eyes. "It's literally a map." Lee ignored him completely and pointed toward the castle drawn in the middle. "That is obviously the final boss area." Her dad sighed. "It's a theme park, not a video game." Lee nodded thoughtfully. "Same thing." The castle appeared gradually as they walked closer, rising higher and higher until it blocked out parts of the sky. It didn't feel like something you just looked at. It felt like something you stood under. The colors were soft, but glowing, like pastel had been turned into stone and light at the same time. Towers stretched upward in elegant shapes, and flags moved gently at the top, like they were waving at everyone below. Lee slowed down completely. She tilted her head all the way back and stared. "I feel like I should curtsy or something," she said quietly. Her brother snorted. "It's just a building." Lee pointed upward without looking at him. "That is not just a building. That is a confidence issue in architecture form." They took photos, lots of them, from every angle. Lee made her family stand in different positions, then made them redo it because the lighting felt emotionally incorrect. At one point, she just stood still and recorded a slow pan, whispering, "If I disappear, I have become part of the castle." The teacups ride looked innocent enough. Bright colors, gentle spinning, cheerful music. Lee announced it was clearly beginner-level adventure. Her dad looked at it and said cautiously, "This seems fine." Lee nodded, famous last words. The ride began slowly. Everyone laughed. It felt harmless, almost polite. Then someone turned the spin faster and faster, and suddenly it was chaos disguised as a children's ride. Lee clung to the side of the teacup, laughing so hard she couldn't breathe properly. The world turned into a blur of color, lights, and spinning faces. Her camera wobbled wildly as she tried to film while also surviving. At one point she shouted, "Adventure crew, I am no longer in control of physics." Her brother screamed laughter next to her. Her dad looked like he was reconsidering all life choices. When it finally stopped, everyone staggered out slightly uneven, like the ground had forgotten how to be still. Lee fixed her hair, looked at the camera, and said calmly, "We are doing that again later." The parade area filled slowly at first. Then all at once, like the whole park had decided to gather in one place. Music swelled in the distance. Then came colors, then movement, then everything at once. Characters appeared on floats. Dancers moved in perfect timing, and the entire street transformed into a moving celebration. Lee ran along the edge of the parade, filming everything she possibly could without stopping. "Adventure crew," she narrated breathlessly. "This is officially the most organized chaos I have ever witnessed." A pirate character suddenly appeared near her and leaned down slightly. "I hear you're looking for adventure," he said seriously. Lee blinked at him. "Yes." He handed her a pretend scroll. "You are now captain of snack duty." Lee gasped as if she had been knighted. "This is my destiny." She saluted very seriously. "I will protect the snacks with my life." Later, they stopped for food, and it immediately became a major event. Lee held up a giant treat, like she had discovered it rather than bought it. "This," she declared, "is not food. This is morale support." Her brother said, "It's literally just sugar." Lee took a bite, paused, and then slowly nodded. "Correct, but it is important sugar." The afternoon blurred into a series of rides and experiences that all felt slightly different, but equally magical. One gentle ride made her feel like she was floating through a storybook. A faster ride turned her voice into squeaks and laughter. A darker ride made her grip her mom's arm tightly while whispering, "I love this, but I also fear everything right now." Her mom just laughed. "That's how you know it's good." Lee replied immediately. "That feels like a suspicious definition." As the sun began to lower, everything in the park changed color. The bright daytime energy softened into warm golds and pinks, then into deeper blues and purples. Lee eventually sat on a bench facing the castle. Her legs were tired, her hair was messy, and her voice had gone quieter without her noticing. She turned her camera on again, but this time she didn't rush. "I think I get it now," she said softly. She looked around slowly, watching families walking past, hearing distant music, seeing the castle glowing in the evening light. "This place isn't just about rides," she continued. "It's about feeling like you've stepped into a different version of the world, where everything is happier." She paused, and I think I needed that. Night arrived gently, like the sky pulling a blanket over everything. Then the music shifted. People gathered around the castle, and the fireworks began. Explosions of gold, pink, silver, and blue lit up the sky, reflecting off the castle and the faces of everyone watching. The entire world seemed to pause just to look upward. Lee stood completely still. No filming, no talking, no jokes. Just watching. The fireworks bloomed and faded, over and over, painting the sky in color and light, until it felt like the night itself was sparkling. For once, she didn't try to capture it. She just remembered it. By the time they left, the park felt quieter, softer, like it was gently saying goodnight. Lee walked slowly beside her family, her steps heavy with tiredness, but light with happiness. Her mom asked, "Good day." Lee nodded without hesitation. "Best day ever." Then she thought for a moment, smiled a little, and added, "So far." Her dad laughed quietly. "So there's a better one coming." Lee shrugged. "We didn't even do everything yet." That night, she collapsed into bed almost instantly. Her camera sat charging nearby. Her adventure badge was tucked safely under her pillow like a secret treasure. Her eyes closed, and her last whisper was barely audible. "Adventure crew will go again." And in her dreams, the castle lights never faded, the teacups never stopped spinning, and the fireworks kept lighting up a sky that never ran out of color.